Hello everybody and welcome back to Stellaris, where last episode we were working on taking over the L cluster, and we're going to continue working on that. We've got a ways to go, but we've managed to drop our influence a fair amount, which is good. We don't want to be capped on our influence, and we want to use it. So that is absolutely wonderful. Yeah, go ahead and research that. Absolutely. So that is, of course, wonderful. And as soon as we're done here in Terminal Egress, we are going to head up into Gothra, I believe, is the next location here. So we're going to move up over there once we're done here. And of course, we're moving our tidal wave and tsunami fleets up over this way to blockade this system, which is where we believe enemies will be if there are enemies. There may not be. So mining station output is great. Habitat max districts would be really strong too. Stormfire autocannons, so we're going to take that. Wonderful. Stormfire autocannons are incredibly strong, so that is absolutely magnificent. At this point, I want to head down through here. We finished up in Jalen. Perfect. Go ahead and build the mining and research stations, and then once you're done with that, go build a starbase in Fenny. Cool. The greatest show in the multiverse, huh? For 1,000 energy credits, huh? Or we could get effective advertising. We'll repurpose it. Cool. Get 10 trade value permanently? That's actually pretty good. That is not bad. I don't know what that show would have been, but we weren't interested.
Council agenda ready.
Okay, our council agenda is ready. So we're going to reorganize our council. And we know that we need to have a minister of state, right? So we're going to put that in, and then this is going to be a prime forecaster. There we go. And then this is going to be a Grand Herald of Storms. And then we can go for Head of Research. And then we have to choose. Do we want Unity or Ship Upkeep Reduction? And we're going to go for the Minister of Defense here. We're pretty good on our Unity. I'm not too concerned about that. So now we need to put in a Minister of State, a Grand Herald of Storms, and probably not this guy. Research speed of particles, I guess this is fine. The Minister of Defense can be, let's see, what do we have here? Naval capacity plus 5% is interesting. Sublight speed plus 10%. It's not that big of a deal, though. Evasion plus 15%. But that's only if he's in charge of a military fleet. Okay, I'm going to go with, I believe, this guy. Okay, now we need our prime forecaster, which would be probably... What are we interested in here? Honestly, I'm going to go with you. And then for the head of research, we could go with particle research is okay. Leader experience gain only. I think we'll probably go with you, but you were the prime forecaster. So it's one of these two, right? And I'm not sure how much it actually matters. I'm going to go with this guy. Okay, so that seems fine. Now we have a Minister of State, and we can set a council agenda here. And what do we want, even? I mean, ecological adaptation isn't that big of a deal. Impenetrable border is always interesting. Let's go with that for now. Okay, so that seems absolutely fine for the moment. But what I want to check now is, compared to the Zeritan Citizen Alliance, they have about 37,000 diplomatic weight at this point. Now, if we check ourselves, what do we have? Well, we can go in here. 23,000. So it's an improvement. We definitely need to bring that up. Now, we're working on that. I believe we have a tech underway, or we did. It's not here. We must have already completed it. That seems fine. We're going to have another society tech finishing up here in a moment.
Complete.
So that seems wonderful. That is finishing now.
Research complete.
Excellent. And what else are we interested in here? Nothing too significant, actually. Yeah, nothing too significant at all. I guess we'll go for, like, Citadel of Faith. It's not a big deal, though. I would very, very much like to have some diplomatic weight there. We have this guy idling right now, and we're going to build a mining station in Enderlang. So that seems good. We don't want to be idling our civilian ships, of course. And once we're done here, this guy is going to start working on building orbital rings, is the idea. So we have orbital rings around a number of these right now. So we've got this one, which needs to be upgraded, which we're going to get that going. And then we've got Eunoch, which doesn't have an orbital ring. And Ojlar Secundus doesn't yet either. Okay, we need a job on this factory world. And that's easy enough. We would just put in an industrial district. We could also maybe upgrade the Ascension tier on this. Done. We can't do it again, but we can do it once. And that's good enough for now. Cool. So that all seems absolutely fine. This station here is over what? This is a generator world at this moment, but it's kind of a hybrid generator and industrial world. Okay. So in that case, we would probably want to put in our buildings to be both of those. That makes sense. That is absolutely fine, and we will get there. So we've got the Nunkey station out here. We've got all of these, which are trade. This is a trade hub. These are anchorages down here. We don't care about the anchorages at this time. We need to get our star bases flipped over to being bastions. Now, this one is currently classified as a star base despite having full defense platforms. That's kind of remarkable. Okay. Well, sure. So we need to get all three of these guys positioned right here, right? And we can't really go to unknown yet. We'll get there soon enough.
System survey complete.
So we're done surveying Gothra. That's wonderful. And we'll head into unknown fairly shortly, but I'm going to wait for these guys to get up there. That's definitely going to be a necessity.
Construction complete.
Cool. So there's a terminal egress station. We absolutely want to upgrade that to a star hold immediately. That is of utmost top priority. So that seems wonderful. The crafty cuttlefish is currently idle. And that, of course, means that we want to have it go to... Where are we? I believe Targon? No, that has an orbital ring. Okay, Ojlar's has an orbital ring. Eunoch does not. So come up here and build an orbital ring. We should also actually build a Grand Archive at some point. I actually want to do that right now, I feel like. So let's head into Radar Central and build a Grand Archive, like, over here or so. Oh, it has to be over a planet? But it can be in addition. It has to be over a colonized planet. But it looks like it can be in addition to the orbital ring. Okay, well, we'll do that for now. That'll take it a bit to get there. This tech world here requires a job. Easy enough. We can just upgrade one of these. It really doesn't matter. The Forge world here needs a job. Again, we could upgrade the Cyto Revitalization Center. Get ourselves more pops that way. And same thing on this world. This Forge world here requires housing. And we're going to put in an industrial district. That's kicking the can down the road, but for now, it'll be fun. Okay, so all we're doing now, pretty much, is waiting on our Deluge fleet to arrive up here. And the Deluge fleet has not fully been reinforced. Its Titan is not complete. Ah, Sleepers are awakening. They are decrepit.
Construction complete.
Okay, so we're done in terminal egress. We're heading to Gothra. Fantastic. Confiscate their documents and release them. We'll gain a new society tech randomly. So what did we get? I don't know. Maybe on the month tick? We don't appear to have gotten a random society tech. Unless it just didn't notify us about what it was. Hang on. Let's check here. Yeah, the last thing researched was the living state, so definitely not that. Maybe it made it available. Maybe. Regardless, it doesn't really matter all that much. Cosmic alteration, sure. And we're just going to send our forces directly in here, and we're going to see what's in there. Nothing. Okay, let's go scout out this. This is suspicious. There's usually some enemies in the L cluster, but not every time. Not every time. Well, the Wave Skimmer 2 is idle in Gothra. It's supposed to be building a starbase, and we are currently idle in Vestalis as well. So we should head to, at this point, where was that? Enoch Prime. So that's going to be down over here, and we're going to build an orbital ring here. Excellent. So let's get going on that. That'll be magnificent. No other construction ships idle at this moment, so that looks good. We are, of course, going to be seeing our influence drop quite a lot as we take all of this over. That's absolutely expected. And it's going to continue to drop after we get that done, too. But let's just see if there's anything up over here. At this point, I kind of doubt that there will be. Yeah.
Spaceborne life form encountered.
Nothing there. Okay, well, we'll pull back our fleets there. That is absolutely fine.
Research complete.
So once we're done here in Roskin, you are supposed to do Siplim and Rurius. So you can come do Ichni. That seems fine. So we just finished up gateway construction. That is, of course, a big deal. But I do want to work on the Science Nexus. We've only got 11 months left on that. Let's get... Wonderful. So the crafty cuttlefish is apparently done in Radar Central. Okay. For whatever reason, it just didn't build the Grand Archive. Is it actually progressing? That's my question right now.
Construction
Looks
complete.
like it is. If we look at the bar here, it's completing. Yeah. Okay, so that is being worked on. So that's good. We're done in Gothra. Let's build our mining stations there, and then we're going to head down to Vair, although that's not surveyed yet. So that seems fine for the moment. And of course, our Titan is going to get finished eventually and will show up in Terminal Egress at some point. Let's check to see if we have any more jobs that need to happen. Ginog Prime here, this is a generator world. We can absolutely put in an Energy Nexus and a Site of Revitalization Center upgrade. Those seem reasonably fine. Other than that, not too much. Okay. So we failed to add another NEMA again, but that gave us a bunch of society research. So, I mean, that'll double our society research for like a couple years, probably. It's not too bad. Excellent. So we're going to be finishing up the L cluster relatively soon, actually. Even with just 2 construction ships working on that, this seems fine. I mean, we've got 5 construction ships going right now, and our influence is currently going up, but that's probably going to change.
Anomaly
We're going to
found.
finish up this Dyson Swarm upgrade very, very soon. I don't want to dismantle it. I want to go to structure. There we go. So we're going to finish that up in 20 days
System
here. That's
survey
going to give us a lot more energy credits here. That'll be magnificent. And we're exploring an astral rift, apparently. Okay, that is fine.
Handshake protocols activated.
Migration treaty proposal, huh? Okay. We're not going to accept that. And yeah, you can see here, that basically tripled our output here. Originating from a former planet, huh? 3 alloys. Okay, we'll definitely take 3 alloys per month. I like it. That's down in Vair. Okay, sounds good. We're going to finish up our Titan soon enough. And of course, Terminal Egress Station here, this is going to be a bastion, and we'll highly prioritize defending this. It's going to be a very big deal.
Complete.
So we're done surveying Vair, and as soon as we're done in Gothra, we're going to build our starbase in Vair. We're heading up to Feni right now. That looks good. New storm starting up. We're not too concerned about that. In fact, it's generally a good thing. Okay, so we've got these 2 orbital docks here. The Ojlar's Prime Station is going to be finishing up its upgrade fairly soon, and we'll get an upgrade going there. That's only 45? Oh, that's for tier 2. Okay. That's still a little bit cheaper. I like it. So that is, of course, phenomenal. This tech world needs a job, and let's give it a Cyto Revitalization Center. I would really like to get whatever extra pops we can. So here we can build a planetary capital. That's a pretty big deal, because that will extreme gravitational flux, huh? Okay. That will require us to build or rather enable us to build a Ministry of Production here, which would be great. We would be delighted to do that. Okay, this generator world needs a job, apparently. Once again, let's go for the Cyto Revitalization Center. We're probably going to have some issues with our exotic gas count. Actually, plus 17 is not so bad. So that seems fine for the moment.
Construction complete.
Excellent. Terminal egress has finished its queue. We definitely want to get that upgrading to a Star Fortress immediately. So that sounds phenomenal. And we're currently building the Vayer Starbase and the Fenny Starbase. So you can see our influence has definitely dropped a little bit. We want to upgrade this orbital ring as well. Cool, so that is looking fine for the moment. We're going to use the orbital rings to specialize our worlds a little bit more and maybe bulk up our naval cap some. It would be nice to be able to get a 4th fleet going. We did just lose a commander due to an airlock malfunction. Okay. Well, let's build our research stations in Fenny and then head over and grab a raw scan. Wonderful. So our science chips are going to be finished up here pretty soon. That's looking... And it sure looks like we're going to get all of these. Have the other L gates opened yet? Yes, they have. Okay.
Construction complete.
So that's noted, but we already have it, so it's looking absolutely wonderful. We're going to grab our mining stations here, and then we're going to head up to Siplim, but we're not able to actually queue that up yet because we've not finished our survey. So that is absolutely fine. We have this orbital ring that apparently finished. Requires a planetary capital on the planet. Well, that's noted. So that can't be upgraded just yet, but we can definitely head to another orbital ring location, which the next one should be Aeolum Prime. We can build another Grand Archive. I'm gonna wait until we finish the first one, and we'll figure out what that feels like. Let's build this orbital ring for now. Okay. So that seems reasonably fine. We can get this arc furnace upgrade going, and we definitely want to do that. So let's get that underway immediately. Any other jobs that need to be worked on right now? The answer is kind of. We need housing on this forge world, which is easy enough. And then this mining world requires a capital upgrade, so that looks good. Okay. So no problem there. We're not going to be able to fully upgrade all of these worlds, I guess. But that's fine. I don't mind that. Yeah, I'd love to get this upgrading, but it requires a planetary capital on the planet, so that's a pretty high bar. We would need one more pop here right now, but a lot of our other worlds are nowhere near that. We do have access to the Science Nexus, unlocking gravity snares and the Vivarium tank, huh? Let's go ahead and unlock that. Starbase module, Vivarium tank.
System survey complete.
Space fauna ship growth rate. Interesting. Not entirely sure what that means. I guess we'll find out. Cool. So, are there any other jobs to work on at this point? The answer is no.
System survey complete.
And that seems fine. We have finished up a couple of surveys up over here, and that's great. That means that all we need to survey now is Rurius, I believe. And you should be going there now. Yes. Wonderful. So that seems absolutely fantastic. We're going to have the entire L cluster under our control very, very shortly. A sensor sweep of ICNI 3 has revealed a strange energy signal emanating from its lifeless surface. A lone Nimbus. Hello, fellow Nimbus. Repro what? Okay. What do we got going on here? You could join us. Okay, he's into it. Welcome. He is now gray. Okay. So this is indeed gray. That is fine. He has joined us, and there's this science ship here that we need to put onto automation at this point. So go ahead and do everything except special projects. That is not allowed, because we don't want to unleash the big one just yet. We want to build up our defenses quite a lot more, and that'll be absolutely fine. So we're down to 504 influence at this point, and that's not surprising. Ah, yes, gravity snares. We can now do that. If we're to keep them alive for further breeding, harvesting their genetic material and resources, we'd need to establish a vivarium. We can do this by constructing a Grand Archive or by building hatcheries at our star bases. Okay, so the Grand Archive would cover that as well. Sure. Well, let's continue working on that. It's very cheap tech, so presumably this is intended to be a fairly early game system. What do we got going on here? Archaeotech weapon damage, yes please. So that seems wonderful, and the Wave Skimmer 3 is currently idle at Roscan, and we're going to need to build all of this, and then head over into Ichni. Which, Siplim should be grabbed by then, in theory? In theory. We'll see if that happens. What are we full on? Astral threads? Yeah, let's gain these insights. That'll be good. Cool. So everything is progressing quite well at this point. Our main issue is that we're not really all that strong navally. But the question is, do we need to be?
Research complete.
And I don't know the answer to that at this point. The only answer to that is whether the AI starts trying to attack us or not, but they seem to have given up on that, particularly since we built these stations along this border, and they're just like, yeah, I don't want to mess with that. Fair enough. Fair enough. So we finished Stormfire autocannons. That's wonderful. Ooh, level 2 kinetic artillery. Yes, please. Level 2 kinetic artillery is extremely good. So we should go into our ship designers here, and we should upgrade these to Stormfire autocannons. And then we have small ancient pulse armor on here right now. We don't have enough power to upgrade this to a level 2. Or rather, to upgrade this to another ancient pulse armor. We don't have the ability to do that. So we're just going to have to stick with the neutronium armor for now. Honestly, on these sorts of crafts, that's not, like, if they take a hit, they're probably going to die, right? So there's that. Now, we could do reactive armor here. Do we need this reactor booster? We don't. So we can replace that with reactive armor, and that is going to give us 15% armor hardening. So that is wonderful. We'll do exactly that. I would love to get this upgraded to have some shield hardening as well, but for now, that's not really an option. Do we need this reactor booster? The answer is actually yes on the Deep Sea Stalker class cruiser. So that is understood. I'm actually thinking about swapping this with lasers. So this would be medium size, right? So gamma lasers are better than ancient cavitation collapsers. So something kind of like that. We could drop the auxiliary fire control and replace that with reactive armor, which I think is worth doing. So something along the lines of that. And then we've got these battleships, right? These are going to be heavily upgraded with kinetic batteries later on. But for now, this seems reasonably good. We can drop one of these shield capacitors and replace that with a reactive armor, boosting our armor hardening by 15%. Okay, and then we've got these Fire Coral class defense platforms. We can drop a shield capacitor here and put in a reactive armor for that. Something like that. Ion cannons we're not building, so it sounds good. Now, all of these guys, I would like them to all just go get upgrades. It's going to take them a while to get there. That's fine. I'm not too concerned. So we're going to get that going. And terminal egress, are you done upgrading yet? You are not. Okay. We will certainly get there. So that sounds great.
Research complete.
We just finished up our fauna capture amount and fauna capture chance. Okay. And we could grab another one, I guess. Sure. Why not? Again, this seems like a pretty early game system. So we'll see what that ends up feeling like. Our actual archive out over here is 40% built, so that takes a while, but it'll get done soon enough. Now, it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and next episode, we're going to get that archive finished up and continue spending down our influence. So that'll be great. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Atala, Andy Magar, Ali Lee, Dark Horse Xenocyte, Hiro Marutsu, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge STL, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.